Yo. So, I really got to learn to be on my own again. So, let that sink in before you listen to this. Let that sink in. You got to learn to be alone again. Ever since internet, technology, and social media has become a thing, we've become plagued with it, man. And the permanence. Here's me freaking out about my hair. Well, fuck it, you know. This is how we're gonna do it because this is fucking cool. We've gotten used to permanence of other people just looking at us. What the fuck are you doing? We've gotten too used to incorrect, unhealthy permanence, but permanence is what got us here. Hear me out. So, personal story, true story right here, right? True story. I was 4 years old, and that's when my parents had their divorce. This is the great. My sister would have to tell this story, but there was the great story of the Great Escape, where she ran away so far, right across the parking lot to her best friend's house, where, like, of course, first place that they're gonna check to avoid leaving my dad for the first time, because we had lived with my dad for the first 4 years. My sister actually, for 9, I guess, with my parents together. I was with them together for 4. But yeah, when I was 4, that's when they separated. And I swear to God, I thought Bill Nye was the guy that knocked on our door and was like, your wife is divorcing you. I don't know. The lawyer knocked, and I swear to God, I thought he looked like Bill Nye. Not Bill Nye. Bill Stein, the dry eyes guy.
Red and dry. Use Clear Eyes. Unlike the other leading eye drop, Clear Eyes removes redness and as an ingredient to moisturize.
For Visine. Bill Stein, that guy. Dry eyes. Yeah, I thought he knocked on our door, and I for years, I thought he was the one that broke my parents up. But you know, and then you know, when they took me, like, I was horizontal, holding on to the fucking the door frame, like, I don't want to fucking go. So that shit was wild, you know. Permanence. And that's the topic. So up until I was 10, from 4 to 10, I had my sister Permanence. And so from 4 to 10, we were going back and forth every other week. Can you imagine that? Like, I think about that now, and it's like, wow. Like, from 4 to 10, that's 6 years, right? Of going back and forth every other week to another house and changing your life, like having a whole different set of clothes, whole different set of toys, whole different set of friends, whole different way to get to school. You're now a car rider, or you're now a bus rider. Like, it's wild to think about in hindsight. But yeah, so when I got to 10, I think that's when my sister was like 15 or 16, and she went on some church retreat. And I'm not going to go further onto that, but she went on a church retreat, and she said that she feels like she needs to live with my dad. And my mom was like, okay. So she got to live with my dad. And I don't know. It's a little foggy, but I'm pretty sure I had to wait until I was 12. At least I was 12. And I remember getting out of elementary school one day, either elementary school or middle school one day, and just asking my mom, like, can I just please, like, move in over there? Like, Emily's doing it full time. Do I really need to wait until I'm 16? And she said, yeah. So cool, right? So, but during that time, like from 10 to 12, it was just Blockbuster and video games and movies and cable TV, right? It might have been 1 year, I don't know, or again, blurry. But so yeah, I got to 12 and I got to live with my dad full time. And, so now I had friend permanence. So now I was a really popular motherfucker. There's this law, which is called Dunbar's number, which basically states that the total amount of people that you can have social, rememberable relationships with is about like 150 people. I remember counting at least like 100 people. Like, I was telling my dad, I remember counting one day. Yeah, I know, went through so many, and even like that's the amount that you can keep and continue, right? Cool. So so that was cool. So I had a lot of friend permanence until I was 14, and then kidnap. That's when they kidnapped me. And from 14 to 17 or 18, I was basically drugged the fuck up. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. void permanence. I got used to the void. I got used to the lack of friendship, the lack of society, the lack of community, the lack of socialization, the lack of all of that I had, that I built, that I was like fucking loving. I was in it, man. I was in it. But then that happened. Anyways, I had escaped, and now by 18, cool. So now 18, I'm back at my dad's, and I now have access to my best friend. And every day for the next 4 years, we're like hanging out, we're chilling. And he gets a girlfriend, and then my mom dies. And then he gets married. So then that friend, Permanence, died along with my mom, man. So then I had semi-friend Permanence, while he was married. But we couldn't hang out every day anymore. But then that's when I found my previous ex. And again, Permanence. Girlfriend loved Permanence. So she ended up moving in, and I would go down to Miami, and she would come up here, and we would talk every single day, and there was Permanence. That was Permanence. Again, I haven't lost Permanence since I was like 4 years old, now running on now, except for that part that I like blacked out on. So we're together, now it's 2018, we broke up. Now, one of my other best friends moves in, friend Permanence again. And he's living here, and, that's, again, somebody I can fuck with and do something with every single day. I can talk to them every single day, do something every single day. I'm occupied, like Permanence. I'm doing something, I'm occupied. And that lasted like another year or two. So then when they moved out, last year, a lot of death happened. A lot of pets died. A lot of family and friends died. So 2024 was like a survival year. So death was the Permanence. Now, I'm just kind of realizing, like, it's 2025. I am myself. Everybody has their own things going on. My friends have their girlfriends. They have their careers. They have their jobs. They have their businesses. The elder people have their houses, their homes, their taxes. The younger people just don't get it. But there's the other people. There's everybody else. Everybody else that's on the fucking table. So I'm really realizing, like, I can't rely every day, every week on somebody to always be there, to just be there for me. I have to be there for me. I need to be my host. I need to take control of my life. Like, I don't need company all the fucking time. Like, I'm great company. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like, I would just sit. And when I was at my mom's house, we had this little tiny closet in the room that my sister and I shared. I would go in the closet, sit in it. I had a fucking bed and a sleeping bag, and I would just sit in the closet with a lamp and read comics. I remember when I was 18 and I had the master bedroom, I had a radio in the bathroom, and I would just play Uriah Heep and Deep Purple and Pink Floyd, loud as fuck. And I would meditate on the fucking tile in the bathroom, just jamming the fuck out. Like, I didn't need drugs. I didn't need drinks. I didn't need friends. I didn't need anything. I was totally fine chilling with myself. And so I guess that's what the epiphany was, is that, like, I used to love who I was before, like, the EVERYTHING AVALANCHE. So, I don't know why I've denied it for so long, but I don't know. Who knows? Like, now it's time to start fucking with RJ, because RJ was fucking lit, and I really miss that little fella. So, what's up, RJ?